discuss on a topic of CA final indirect taxes. Okay. The topic is about inspection, search and seizure. Okay. Now, let's set the background of what we are trying to discuss over here. Now, you all know that indirect taxes in CA final we deal with goods and services tax. Right? Now, in the course of dealing with goods and services tax, we have a certain taxable person. Now, what is the genesis or what is the need when such actions have to be initiated? Okay. The law provides that, so between section 67 to section 71, the law provides what powers are available to perform inspection, search and seizure. And why is this needed? This is needed because we have what we call a taxable person here and what we call generally in normal terms as SSC. We have somebody who has claimed, say, excess credit of ITC, okay, or this person was involved in suppression of taxable goods or services, or in any other manner contravene with the provisions of the Act. In such cases, the law provides an authority to specific people who can give a written representation, a written authorization, to conduct these steps. Now, who are the authorities who can perform this? We create some space for you. Now, section 67 says that the written authorization has to come from a person who is not less than the rank of a joint commission. Okay? The authorization for search, seizure, inspection. Now, along with this, what entails is the ability to confiscate. Now, confiscate what? Okay. Confiscate any of those items that the authorities feel it is necessary for them to prove the case of, say, short levy, short paid, excess credit, or in any other manner where the tax liability has not been met in full. So, it gives them powers to confiscate any goods or documents that are needed to prove the point of whatever has happened as an offense. Now, there are some general powers and there are some specific powers. Again, creating space here. Now, what are those goods? What are those documents that can be subject to these activities? One, goods, documents, or any of those items that are kept in a place. This kept in a place is called as secreted in legal terms. been the officer who has been entrusted with the action of confiscation, search, seizure, inspection. Okay. He needs to be given full cooperation by the entity that is the subject matter of these proceedings to access to premises, those premises which the officers feel that are needed to be accessed and take possession of goods, documents, etc. and all that we spoke. And then, if there is a lack of cooperation, then the officers have the power to break open or force open the door and perform their entrusted duties. Okay. Having done the aspect of confiscation here, okay, what needs to happen next? The law here says that these goods and documents can be kept only for the purpose and time for which they are needed, beyond which they have to be returned. Because the idea is not to cause hardship to the taxable entity and stop them from doing their business. The idea is to enforce the taxability and tax liability. Now, the law goes on to say further that if the taxable person or the person who is subject to these proceedings, if he is willing to provide, say, security or a bond or basically any kind of guarantee, then these documents and goods can be released so that there are enough leverages for the authorities to retain those goods and documents in an indirect way, also allow the person to perform his duties. Now, as part of this, there are certain borrowings that we have made in the law from other similar laws as regarding access and search activities. For example, let's see how much of that list we can cover here. For example, the access and inspection activities have to be carried out between dawn to dusk. Next, a lady officer should be accompanying the activities that are being carried out. Next, when the authorities engage the taxable entity, they are supposed to be not intimidated the orders passed are not expected to cause stress and hardship to the person. Now, if you look at all these things, this will kind of give you a glimpse of how our procedures in our general law operate in any other case. So this is not anything different. These are all borrowed from there to ensure that the activity goes on rather smoothly and without giving any scope for litigations and delay, where the authorities then have to spend that extra amount of time and effort to get the revenue that was not available with them and for which these proceedings are being done. Now, we spoke about reasons when the confiscated goods documents can be given back. Here, the central government has given powers to the officers to decide in the case of goods if they are of perishable, hazardous nature, where the retention is going to be a problem in inappropriate environments, in which case they can take a decision to gather enough guarantee around the goods and return them back to the person who is being subject to these proceedings. Now, one other way of doing this is creating a lien on the documents and goods. Now, lien here means that they can be kept and available in the place of the taxable person itself, but it cannot be moved or dealt with without the permission of the taxation authorities. What is the role of the jurisdictional commissioner or officer? Remember, when the tax authorities deal with the person who is subject to the proceedings, the first and initial place of gathering the track record on the person will be the jurisdictional commissioner. Now, his role starts with providing files, information about the taxable person, and then during the end, when the procedures are completed, the panchnama is filed, it's created, filed, and a copy of it is given to the jurisdictional commissioner, the person in question, and the officers who were part of the proceedings to carry it along with them.